Capstone Project by Catherine Carter, Fall Semester, December 2017, demonstrating a flipped classroom in the high school setting. The purpose of this capstone project was to design, execute, and evaluate a flipped lesson plan. I am changing the classroom from a teacher-centered class to a teacher-facilitated class. The purpose is to determine whether the performance of college algebra students improve when engaged in a flipped classroom for the application of variation in real-world situations. In my college algebra class, there are varied ability levels. Some students have just finished Algebra 2, and this is their first honors level math course, while other students have already taken pre-calculus course. And a handful of students are dual enrolled in an AP Statistics or a calculus course. This makes the task of engaging students very difficult and challenging. I became interested in the flipped classroom because of the various needs of my students and my inability to meet those needs. Some students feel that I taught too fast, while other students are bored because they already know the concept. As discussed, in putting structure to a flipped classroom using team-based learning, I had to set the expectations for the class in a flipped environment. Students have an understanding for watching a video, but the teacher must establish how to interact with the video. Otherwise, the students will passively watch the videos, but not engage to learn the content. EDUCAUSE's Learning Initiative discusses, in a traditional lecture, students often try to capture what is being said at the instant the speaker says it. By contrast, the use of a video and other pre-recorded media puts the lectures under the control of the students. They can watch, rewind, and fast forward as needed. Videos must remain short and to the point, approximately 10 to 15 minutes long. In the article, A Flipped Classroom Approach by Ozadamili and Asika Soya, the teacher is not the center of the class, but a student-centered class is in question, and the teacher is in the class as a guide. A student transforms from a passive receiver of knowledge to an active promoter of knowledge. According to Diane Clement, in the flipped classroom, there is more than one model of a flipped classroom around now, says Haynes. But one thing that it is not is Khan Academy videos. Research has shown that students identify with clips of their own teachers better. Devoting class time to the application of concepts might give instructors a better opportunity to detect errors in thinking. Collaborative projects can encourage social interaction among students, making it easier to learn from one another, as stated in EDUCAUSE's Learning Initiative. These skills will help prepare the students for life outside of the classroom. Students must know how to work collaboratively and communicate with each other. The environment of a flipped classroom encourages the development of those skills. In the traditional classroom, the teacher prepares the lessons, examples, and assignments to complete. The teacher anticipates the questions that the students will have over the process. The teacher is in control of the pace, information, and classroom learning. In a teacher-centered lesson, I would expect the average teacher spends 30% of their time in pre-planning, 40% in active planning, 20% in ongoing planning, and only 10% in post-planning. In the flipped classroom, the adjustments will be made to the time that is spent on active planning, ongoing planning, and post-planning. I would expect that the planning would occur for a flipped classroom to weigh heavily on the active planning and ongoing planning stages of a lesson cycle. I would also expect the post-planning stage to be more comprehensive of the experience. In the flipped classroom, the teacher prepares the lessons in videos. However, because it is in a video format, the student has control of the pace of the lesson. The student has the ability to slow the lesson down, repeat an example, or even fast forward if the examples are not needed because they already have an understanding of the content. In my current teaching situation, I am in a 6A division high school. I teach in the suburbs of Houston. The content that is taught is college algebra. It is a course that is mirrored with a local community college in the curriculum that is taught for the class. There are currently 174 students enrolled in the class. 68% are girls and 32% are boys. 11% of the students are juniors. My classroom is currently a teacher-centered classroom. The students' background prior to this class are at various stages. Some students have completed Algebra 2 or pre-calculus. Some are dual enrolled in calculus and AP statistics. This creates for a large disparity in the ability levels in the classroom. This is the need that is created for the flipped classroom in order to meet the needs of each student at their levels. The lesson plan. Monday, in class, a video will be played that explains a flipped classroom. The expectations will be set on how to watch the videos. The homework for Monday is to watch the first video. This video includes the definitions of the 3 types of variation: direct, inverse, and joint. And there are 6 examples in the video. It is 13 minutes long. On Tuesday, in class, the students will collaborate on the assignment. It covers the basic setup for each type of variation. Their homework for Tuesday night will be a second video. It is 9 minutes long and contains 3 examples. Wednesday in class, the students will complete in a group collaboration the integrated application problems. Their homework is to prepare for the assessment that they will complete on Thursday. Thursday, in the same groups they have worked with all week, they will complete the assessment. The success will be measured by the homework and classwork completion, group assessment scores, and the survey completed by the students. The videos that are used in class are the same lessons that I would have taught in class. The same examples are used, and assignments and assessment. As a suggestion from a professor when completing this research, I included bonus features to encourage students to watch and listen to the entire video. Those bonus items that were offered at the end of the videos were, for day 1, as students entered the class, high five and say, "Miss Carter rocks." On day 2, greet the teacher as you entered the class in a British accent saying, "Hello," and put a smiley face in their notes. The assessment results were great results. The highest average on the assessment was a 99%. The lowest average on the assessment was 96, and the overall average was a 96.7. This is an improvement from previous years. The participation on the assignments was higher, since each assignment was completed in class. Surprisingly, the class that had the highest average on the assessment had the most variance in answers to the survey completed in class. The survey was completed in class after the assessment. 141 students took the survey, which is an 81% participation. Those that did not take the survey, some were absent the day it was given. A couple of groups took the entire class time for the assessment, and a few just chose not to complete the survey. The first question asked in the survey was, how many videos did you watch? On the average, 59% of the students watched both videos. Only 67% of the students participated in taking notes during those videos. I feel this was a decrease from the class participation in notes. More students take notes when the class is in a teacher-centered classroom, but I believe that has to do with the fact that the teacher is watching them in class and expecting them to take notes. The fourth question that was asked was, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your experience of the flipped classroom. Out of 141 students surveyed, the average rate was a 5.8. The standard deviation of the total was 2.8. This means that most rated the experience between a score of 3 and a score of 8. Most did not pick 5. This implies that students really either liked the experience or they did not enjoy the experience. The next thing I compared with this survey results was the standard deviation and their class period average. In first period, there was more variability in their responses. It does not surprise me because in this class, their ability varies greatly. A third of the students come out of Algebra 2, and probably a third are currently enrolled in an AP Statistics or Calculus course. The rest of the classes are about the same in standard deviation, so most of the results were 3 or an 8 instead of an average of 5. Common comments for question number 5, where they were asked to explain their rating for question number 4, was they liked that they could pause and fast forward the videos. They could go at their own pace. They could watch the videos on the laptops. Harder questions were harder not to ask questions during the videos, like during class lessons. We could answer homework questions while they were doing it, and they liked working in groups. Advice that the students would give to me if I continue it is to give more complicated answers, applications, keep the video short, give practice in the videos that we go over the next day, keep the extras at the end of the videos, the bonuses, and to make a live chat. During the flipped classroom environment, observations that were made is that students were teaching students. Some groups did not watch the video as homework, but did watch and begin to work when they came into class. They would watch it on their phone. One unique experience was a group that was struggling on a problem. They pulled out their phone to watch the video and compare it to a problem that was mirrored in the lesson. They paused the video compared to what they were working, and they were able to observe what their learning was teaching them. The students asked each other questions before they were seeking help from me. Weaker students seemed more confident in their ability to work on their own. I found that most of the students enjoyed the experience in the flipped classroom. The advice that they had given me was solid advice to use in my next flipped classroom endeavor. Overall, the experience was a success in the class. Students learned the topics that were taught, as demonstrated in the averages on the assessments. Students took ownership of their learning in the process, and I became a facilitator of the knowledge and a resource to further their knowledge.